The question is about Dharma, Adharma, Viveka. What is right and what is not right. Many people, right is what is called a duty. Most of the people, they know the duty in a given circumstances. Everybody knows by and large. Okay. So there are two types of dharma: Samanya dharma and Vishesha dharma. Samanya dharma is everybody knows. Okay. For example, nobody should cheat me, so I should not cheat anybody. Nobody has to teach. Vishesha dharma comes with the role and responsibility. Housewife, I have to do this, or a minister, I have to do this. So Vishesha dharma is based on the role and responsibility. By and large, people know what is dharma, what is adharma. A person who follows strictly dharma, gradually vasanas will go down. Vasana kshaya will happen. He may not know Atma Jnana, but he should have a Dharma, Adharma, Viveka. So most of the time, what is Dharma is known. But people may be corrupt. For example, a police officer, Dharma is to catch the thief, but he may become corrupt. He may take bribe. That means his vasanas are overtaking him. Okay? So he may live a corrupt life, and then that will be fall. Then he will not go into Atma Jnana. It is not possible when you live in Adharma. Whereas some people may follow dharma properly, right? In very difficult situations also they will follow. So for them, many times they have to make a choice between what is right and wrong. So the confusion comes. So normally the confusion doesn't come between two right things. The confusion comes when one is right and other appears to be right. For example, Arjuna got a doubt. What did he doubt? So should I fight the war, or should not fight the war, because this is the people who are standing are my relatives, my grandfather. So now he knows dharma also one side, because as a kshatriya he is supposed to protect dharma, but he doesn't know what should I do with my grandfather. So he is my grandfather is vasana. At that time he is not able to recognize his grandfather is standing for adharma. So his vasana, the fight is always between vasana and dharma. So it's not dharma versus dharma. Dharma versus dharma will not happen. Vasana versus dharma will happen. Okay. Now, if he resolves properly, then his mind will become very clear. Atma Jnana will open up. So that's how vasana kshaya will happen. So in case of Arjuna, he understood he has a confusion. Then he took help from Guru Krishna. So Krishna resolved the conflict. Then Arjuna's mind became clear. So that's where Arjuna got Atma Jnana teaching from his Guru Krishna. Otherwise he would not have got. So when vasanas cloud our mind, we don't know what is dharma. That's a challenge. It's a difficult situation, because most of the vasanas are so powerful, you don't even know what is right and wrong, and you think that what vasana is telling are right. So but somebody, and then they'll do it also. Then there's no question of dharma, adharma, viveka, because there's no viveka has come. But only who is sharp, that question comes: is this right or wrong? Arjuna was sharp. He needed help to choose. Otherwise, most of the people will be overtaken by vasana. They think that that's the right thing to do, which is false, right? So now the question doubt will come to somebody who is sharp enough. He has a discrimination, but discrimination is confused. Arjuna was that category. Dharma, Adharma, Viveka, he had a question mark. So that's why he asked for help, Krishna. So now this is called Dharma Sankata. Dharma Sankata means Dharma is there, then another thing also appears to be Dharma, but not clear. So Arjuna fighting the war is Dharma, but not fighting his guru and grandfather is also appears to be Dharma. It's not Dharma. So that is it's called Dharma Sankata, conflict between two dharmas. Very difficult to resolve. So then what if you resolve, the mind will become very clear. And Arjuna tried to resolve, that's why he got Atma Jnana. That's why he got Vishwarupa Darshana. If he didn't resolve, then he would not have got it. So that's where Dharma is a way, living a dharmic life is a way for us to come over our vasanas. deep-rooted vasanas. It will help us. That's why he said dharmic life you have to live. So samanya dharma naturally comes to people, but even there people get corrupted. So somebody should not cheat others, but people cheat others because of their vasanas. For them, Atma Dharma is very difficult. Okay, Vishesh Dharma, role and responsibilities. So there are people, there are a person who is really on the path of spiritual evolution will try to take care of dharma at any cost. It's called dharmo rakshiti rakshitaha. So what happens when you do dharma, dharmic action, your mind will be purified. Okay, that purification is rakshana. He'll evolve. So dharma protects you by purifying your mind, chitta shuddhi. So when there is dharma, when dharmic actions are there, then there's no regret, there's no confusion. The mind is so clear. Okay, even vasana, if you succumb to vasana also, the mind is clear, but he will not evolve. The evolution doesn't happen. Okay, for example, Bhishmacharya knows what is dharma, but because he is obligated to Duryodhana, Duryodhana is the paymaster, gives him food. So that's why even in Adharma he stands with the Duryodhana.
He was just his king.
That's what I'm saying. He has to obey the king. Okay, that is, he could have as well disobeyed the king.
Who he has taken? That is again another.
No, I'm saying there is a conflict. So which is greater Adharma? So which is greater dharma is a conflict, which is greater dharma is higher dharma is a conflict. So these are called dharma sankata. Other one also appears to be right. So then now people have to resolve. So there is two things. One is dharma and vasana. So dharma and duty, also there is a confusion. So the Bhishmacharya, either he has to leave Duryodhana, a king, and fight for dharma, which is a choice, which is also a right choice, or he has to fight for his king. That's also dharma, but that's a lower level dharma. Okay, what is good for all is a higher dharma. So between two dharmas, if there is a conflict, you have to always choose what is good for all. Okay, Bhishmacharya didn't do that. That's where his Dharma, Adharma, Viveka is not sharp enough. Right? That situation will come. And Arjuna had a different case. Arjuna had, I have to fight the war, Dharma, but should I fight Bhishmacharya? Is Vasana, my relative. So Bhishmacharya's case is different. Bhishmacharya's case is, should I fight for my king or should I fight for Dharma? So he should have chosen what is Dharma, not for the king. Okay, so higher dharma he has to choose. But in case of Arjuna, he has to choose between vasana and dharma. He should choose dharma, not vasana. So like that, dharma sankata will come, conflict. So it can come in case of a doctor. Okay, now doctor, let's say first case, doctor has a patient, emergency. Then from house, the son is calling. Father, my birthday is there. Please come fast. Then what doctor should do? This is actually my son versus patient. So duty has to take, dharma has to take place. Now the other case, it's difficult situation. A patient is dying here and son is met with a car accident. What should we take care? This is a tougher situation. No, you should save the guy or you should go and rush to the son. Son is also dying. When son is also met with a car accident. So now I am saying situation is, son's birthday is slightly easier to resolve. But a patient is dying and his son is also dying somewhere. Then what you should choose? Which dharma is? So this is where the conflict comes very sharp. I don't give the answer. This is the conflict. Okay. So this is okay. There the answer is. So answer is, if the doctor is clear enough. So for the patient, I am a heart surgeon, I can do surgery. My son is dying. Maybe another doctor can take care of him. If he becomes emotional, he will run for, then vasanas are taking care. Now right decision is, oh, my son requires a treatment by this doctor. So it's all very difficult.
But if he thinks that emotion of my son dying or in accident, and I might do some mistake in his surgery, things like that.
He can't do. Then his dharma is not following. No, surgery cannot do a mistake. No.
No, but that my emotions may come.
I am saying that's why then he'll choose. Then he will not make the dharma. Okay. So it's very difficult. Now soldier has gone to war field. Okay. And his mother is there. His wife is there. And his child is also there. Children is there. And in the war field you don't know what you. Then he will work for a higher dharma. So like that very conflicting situation will come. Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath. So he wanted to take sannyasa. He comes to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. His father has died. His mother has no money. So he says, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, I have to take sannyasa. Please make sure that my mother gets some good income so that I am not bothered. Then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, go and ask Mother Kali only. Okay, so he goes to the Kali temple, stands in front of Kali temple for 2 hours. He is not able to ask for personal reason. Now, what is higher dharma? Taking care of the mother is higher dharma, or okay, sannyasa is higher dharma. He is not able to ask. Then he comes back, tells Ramakrishna, I am not able to ask. Then Ramakrishna, oh no, go and ask. Mother will give. So again when he goes back, like that he spends the whole night and he is not able to ask. So now asking money for mother is a lower dharma. Taking sannyasa is higher dharma. So in the case of Vivekananda. In case of Buddha, what happened? One life Buddha was born as a tortoise. And many life Buddha has spent his bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means they will continuously work for enlightenment and liberation of others. So that one day they will become fully enlightened Buddha. It's called what you call as Tathagata Buddha, a great enlightened being. Ordinary Jivan Mukti is very easy. Ordinary Arihant means liberation is much easier. It doesn't require a lot of punya. Whereas to become a great enlightened being or a great avatar Purush who can do help millions of people, it requires a lot of good merit, punya. They keep on accumulating punya like bank balance. So Buddha, one lifetime, he wanted to take many lifetimes to serve the society, acquire good merit so that one day he will become a great enlightened being, Tathagata Buddha. In one lifetime he was a tortoise. And the tortoise was lying in a beach, it's hot sun. Many ants have gathered, ants. So the ants have gathered for food. So now a dharma is to give food to the hungry. That's the dharma. Somebody has come hungry to your house, you have to give food. It's a dharma principle. So then Buddha has nothing to give. And he says, may these ants eat my body. And those who eat my ant bodies, ants, maybe they become bodhisattvas. I am offering my bodies to become, many ants to become bodhisattvas, enlightened beings. So that's where the ants ate his body and Buddha becomes Tathagata Buddha, enlightened being. And many of his 10,000 disciples are bodhisattvas, ants who have become bodhisattvas in his lifetime. So really following dharma strictly is not easy. Okay, and it leads to a great evolution. It's not easy to give up life, body. But giving up life, body, it appears to be difficult. But that also means the dropping of the ego. So Dharma teaches you how to drop the ego also. So Dharma, Adharma, Viveka, sharp discrimination is required. Otherwise it will be confused between Dharma, Adharma, higher Dharma and lower Dharma. Or Dharma and Vasana. And Dharma and spiritual evolution. That confusion will come. So Bodhisattva may say, oh no, why should I give my body? These ants will find food somewhere. Alright? That's type of thing. Then Akka Mahadevi, she had a challenge. Akka Mahadevi was married to a king, or forcefully married. She had put a condition: you should not interfere with my puja. The day you interfere with my puja with Shiva, I will not wait. So then, one day king interferes. Then Akka Mahadevi says, I am no longer your wife. Then she throws her dress away. She walks naked in the kingdom. So for women, having a dress is important, okay, or being a wife is important, being a queen is important. So which is the dharma here? So she says spiritual goal is highest, spiritual reality. So my king has interfered. A husband's role is to support wife in spiritual evolution. So he has done adharma. So I am no longer his wife. Okay. So then, to teach him a lesson, and people may think that she is the queen. So as a queen I have to do, they expect me to be there. So because my husband has done adharma, I am not his wife. And because I am not his wife, I am not a queen also. Not a queen. But people don't understand that. So then she walks naked to teach people also. So teach people that I am not a queen, I am not fit to be a queen. And she walks naked because I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not a woman. So this is choosing between dharma of wife, dharma of a queen, and dharma of spiritual evolution, spiritual reality. So very dharma, adharma, viveka is very sharp. And the more clearly you resolve, the more vasanas will go. More spiritual evolution will happen. So then another case comes. A sannyasi comes to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. A person comes to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So then he says he is married. He comes to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He says, I want to take sannyasa. Ramakrishna says, go and take sannyasa. Then other person comes and says, should I take sannyasa? Ramakrishna says, no, don't take. Go and get married. So how did you say two different spiritualities? That person says, I want to take sannyasa. You said, go. So should I take sannyasa? It means you are still vasana. Go and get married. So even subtle difference also Gnani is able to recognize. Very subtle. Dharma Sukshma. It's called Dharma Sukshma. Then we have kings like Raja Satya Harishchandra. And they are real kings. They ruled India, Kashi. Right? So we are such kings who stood for truth. So the Satya Harishchandra had to give up his kingdom because he wanted to follow the truth, Satya. He had to give up his wife. He has to give up his children, son. Right? Because he said, talking Satya, talking truth is Dharma. And no matter, he will not stop it. Even if he loses his kingdom, loses wife or child. Now which is more Dharma? Taking care of the kingdom is Dharma, or taking care of the wife is Dharma, or taking care of the child is Dharma, or taking care of promise given to Rishi is Dharma. No. People may say, this Rishi is unnecessarily demanding. Rishi seems to be greedy. He is asking for a lot of money. Greed. So now Satya Harishchandra takes a path of maintaining his words. And in that process, Satya Harishchandra gets enlightenment and his family. Very difficult, no?
Pandavas playing games and selling away their kingdom.
Yeah, Pandavas playing games and selling away kingdom. Here Dharmaraja loses his Dharma, Viveka. So Duryodhana calls him for game of dues. So the rule of the Kshatriya is that in any game, you should not back out. Like Kshatriyas will have to play till the end. So Dharmaraja loses the game. losing the game as a kingdom is okay. But keeping his wife for this thing, what is it? Duta, or rather saying my wife, I am keeping it as a gamble. So that was not right. Because wife she's called Dharma Patni. Without her permission he cannot do. With her permission he can do. Okay? He did it without her permission. With her permission he can do. So that way Dharmaraya did a mistake there. He's Dharmaraya. Right? Illa. See, first of all, even if he has lost, he can tell his wife, this is what I am doing, and take her permission. He didn't do that. And then first of all, he lost himself. So then he has no right over his wife also. So then anything mistakes he does as Dharmaraya. I had a difficult situation in my life. I had a lot of loss in the business. Okay. So then I didn't have money. I had almost become bankrupt. So then one person comes to me saying that because of your company, purchase some goods from me, I'm in difficulty. Give me back money. So I didn't have money. At the same time, I received 60,000 rupees for my pension. This thing, what is the PF fund? I gave that money to him. So now the question is, it's not company money, it's my personal money. So should I use the 60,000 for my family, pay electricity bill, or my daughter's fees, or I have to give to him? Versus taking responsibility for company, something I was handling some company, right? Somebody got affected, it is because of my mistake. It's not my mistake, but it happened in my presence. So I took the responsibility. I didn't take permission from anybody. I gave the money. And that person was very ungrateful. He used the 5,000 rupees out of that and gave a police complaint, gave a bribe to police. And police harassed me to give more money. So like that, Dharma, Adharma, Viveka, Atma becomes, a lot of situations comes in life. And always when two dharmas are conflicting, you have to choose higher dharma. When dharma and adhyatma is conflicting, spirituality is conflicting, you have to choose spirituality. When dharma and vasanas are conflicting, you have to choose dharma. Okay, then there was a situation in case of Mantra Raghavendra Swami. So Raghavendra Swami was a poor Brahmin. He and his wife used to live in a mata. There, Matadhipada will take care of his food. So, Raghavendra Swami wanted to perform his Upanenam for his son. He goes to Matadhisha. But Matadhipati, or his guru, he sees the great capability of Raghavendra Swami. He asks Raghavendra Swami, you took sannyasa for the welfare of society. Because at that time, the society was in a very bad shape. Lot of foreign invaders, Muslim invaders, had destroying the Dharma everywhere. So somebody was required to help people, guide people. So the Matadhipati Swami found Raghavendra Swami is a great person who can handle there is nobody who had that ability. He requested him to take sannyasa. Now the problem is Raghavendra Swami felt that he has a responsibility as family. He has to take care of child. There's a conflict now. He didn't agree. He comes home and in his dream, Vedamata comes, Saraswati. She asks him, what is more dharma? What is greater dharma? Taking care of wife or taking your mother, Vedamata? So then he says, taking care of Vedamata is more important. Then next day morning, he takes sannyasa. The wife is not able to bear. She commits suicide. Okay, why she commits suicide also is another challenge. She didn't commit suicide because husband took sannyasa. When husband takes sannyasa, wife is not able to cannot see the face of the sannyasi husband because it will cause depression in her. The rule of the society is wife cannot meet sannyasi husband. She wants to see the sannyasa. She wants to meet husband. That's why I said only way I can meet the husband is by jumping into the well and become a ghost, and as a ghost I can see her. So that's her dharma. she becomes. She became given permission to become sannyasi. So then she has given him permission to give him for him to become. You cannot take sannyasa without getting a permission. Okay, so give permission to become sannyasi, but then she is not able to bear that. She wants to see him, so she becomes a ghost to see him, and the ghost goes to him to see him. Then he sees the ghost and gives her mukti, liberation. She followed her dharma, he followed his dharma. This is, my dear, this is India, Bharata. Dharma Bhumi, Karma Bhumi, Jnana Bhumi. Any questions? Pause. Just pause. Pause, don't. So now these are all very great ideals, highest ideals. Right? Now can we leave that? It's ultimately you have to make a judgment. You have to make a decision based on your vasanas, based on your samskaras, based on your evolution level. You will make a decision. There is nobody can come and tell you what is dharma and what is adharma. What you have to choose. Ultimately, dharma versus dharma is there. You have to choose higher dharma. Dharma versus vasana is there. You have to choose dharma. Right? So then, what did you say? Dharma versus dharma, dharma versus adharma.
Spiritual evolution.
Dharma versus spiritual evolution. You have to choose spiritual evolution. So it's not easy, right? So now Buddha had a choice. So Buddha, he was a emperor, king. His wife was Yashodhara was there, and his son was there. So Buddha chose a spiritual evolution. It's not easy. There are hard decisions.
Not for him. No, it is clear for him.
Not for him, for the whole world. For him, he was a bodhisattva. I will enlighten the entire world.
No, it's a tough thing for the family.
Oh, it's a tough thing for the family. But then Yashodhara became his disciple. She also got liberated. Yashodhara, his wife, became her disciple. He got liberated. So like that. Pass madi. So Vivekananda, question of Vivekananda. I am taking sannyasa. Please give money for my mother for her life. He could have asked Kali, but he felt even that is a small thing. His desire is to help millions of people are there in India who are poor. What is my mother? He cannot ask anything for personal reason. Mother personal. So whole country, India, Bharata. Look, Bahujana Hitaya. So for whole country, he will ask. He will not ask for person.
How is mother so special?
How is mother so special? Okay. So the question now is Raja Satya Harishchandra. He was a king. Vishwamitra puts unreasonable demands from him and takes the kingdom. So Vishwamitra is, why should king follow somebody unreasonable demand? Is he doing injustice to king, people? Is he doing injustice to family? In reality, Satya Harishchandra means when he speaks something from his mouth, his words he will never violate. That is the principle. So now for whose purpose he did the principle? It's not for his spiritual evolution. As a king earlier, Okay, he has to give judgment. He took that oath for the people, not for himself. That time there were no judges, there were no this thing. King's words is the ruling. Now, if king says something and does not follow, how will he be able to give judgment to other people? So he will not be able to rule as a king. He will violate. So he followed dharma of talking the truth and following the truth, not for personal reason, for the society. So he had to follow it. He followed it. But in today's standard, it all appears to be very high standard, or we think it's very unreasonable. But we had such kings who had such high standards. Now, can we apply those standards today? It's very difficult for us. They're very high ideals. Okay?
That was not the question at all.
What is the question? What is the question?
No. This is nothing different from what you said.
One more incident of what you call Dharma, Adharma. There was one Brahmin. He goes on a tour. He wants to take sannyasa. So while on Narmada, near Ganga river, Narmada river, he meets one great saint. The saint says, "Marry my daughter." Then, thinking that the saint's words are his command, he marries her, even though he wanted to take sannyasa. He marries her. And they have 4 children. Now, married person, he has to come back to his village. He comes back to village, and the whole village boycotts him. First, he had taken sannyasa actually. He was not Brahmin. He had taken sannyasa and gone from village. Then a guru tells him, "You marry my daughter." Then he leaves sannyasa and marries her, and comes back to village. The 4 children are born. The whole village boycotts them. Okay? So now they have to live outside the village. Early days, boycott means there's nothing there to survive, only food and forest. So the father and mother die, and these 4 children are orphans. 12 years, 10 years, 8 years and 5 years. So they are living in the forest now, and they can't even go and beg food. They will not give food. Villages will not give food also. So these 4 children, out of that first child is Nivritinath, and he is lost in the forest. 12-year-old child. He enters into a cave. There his guru was waiting for him. He gets enlightened in 3 days. And he comes back. And the other 4 children are enlightened. 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, 5-year-old. Okay, now the question is, if you have not taken sannyas, if you have not taken broken sannyas and come here grahastha, all these 4 great beings were born, we don't know. Now out of this, Sant Dhaneshwar, he takes samadhi, a jivant samadhi at the age of 16. Yeah. Guru Samadhi. At the age of 12, at the age of 16. By the time he has written commentary on Bhagavad Gita, in all places in Maharashtra, especially that Pandharpur area, he has taught Bhagavad Gita to many people, and he has awakened a lot of people, and he takes samadhi. So now, was this possible? See, breaking sannyasa and becoming grahastha is another dharma adharma choice. In case of Raghavan Swami, he breaks grahastha and becomes sannyasa. In case of Sant Dhaneshwar father, he breaks sannyasa and takes grahastha. Which one is right? It's very difficult for us to judge. So Dharma and Adharma we cannot tell in as a lot of what I'm saying is it's very difficult to it's not static, it's dynamic. How you judge Dharma Adharma depends on your evolution level, your vasana and samskara. So now all these are great ideals. Can we apply it in our life? See, always we can apply it in our life to the extent of our evolution. Right? To the best of our ability, you can do judge dharma. Beyond that, we can't do anything. So sometimes you can take help of a Gnani or Guru. Beyond that, you cannot do anything.